In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw lifting lugs onto tanks. I dropped off a packet of paperwork for you, and in that packet it shows you each tank and where we want to position the lifting lug. So you'll notice that on the smaller ones, which is 300 gallon, 500, 550, 700, 800, and the 1064-inch diameter, the ones that are shorter in length, you'll notice on the packet that I gave you that you've got one lifting lug in the center. And then you're going to notice on these longer ones, you've got two lifting lugs that are spaced 70 inches apart, and they come out from the center. The 185 gallon and the 240 gallon, those have such a small space in the middle that the foreman said that we could turn them around sideways. I'm not going to get you to draw that. I'll draw that for you. In fact, you'll see that I already did that on the 185 gallon tank. And so you've got that one. I'll just show you real quick here how I went ahead and I just drew it. I just drew it sideways, and you can see here where I just drew it sideways on that one. And I'm going to do the same on the 240 gallon for you, but then you will go ahead and you'll do the rest of them. So let's get into it. We're going to go into our folders, go to double wall horizontal, go to DWH leg, and we're going to start with the 300 gallon. Okay. What we're going to be drawing is 3 inches high by 5 inches wide. It's 5 inches wide by 3 inches high. I can already tell you we don't have enough space to put that in here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to raise this up enough, these dimensions up enough to compensate for what we're getting ready to draw. I'm going to go ahead and do some temporary lines just so we can see what we're drawing, and we're going to know how much space we're going to be needing. And then we'll raise these dimensions up in a minute. So we're doing 5 inches wide, temporary line. I'm going to snap that temporary line in the center, and I'm going to go out half of the width, which is going to be 2.5 wide, 0 degree angle. And I'm going to do a rectangle now. The rectangle is going to be the footprint of your lifting lug. So we're going to go to draw rectangle, and it's still going to be temporary because it's not going to be the actual lug. We're going to go 5 and 3. That's going to give us 5 inches wide by 3 inches high. And as you can see, these dimensions are kind of in the way. So we're going to have to move them up. Now this dimension moves up real easy. It was done like with the smart dimension, but I've noticed that these are not so easy to move. But don't worry, we're not going to have to redraw them. I'm going to show you how to move them. Let's start with moving this one up. We're at a minus 15.42 inches here on our position Y. Here we're at 17. So we're going to move it up about 2 more. So let's go, let's see, 15.42. Let's look at our scale too. Okay. I'm paying attention to this position Y. We were at 15.42, and I wanted to do about 2 on this, which will give it like 13.42, and I think 13.4 is close enough. We just want to move it up enough to where we're going to have enough space. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult because for some reason these dimensions are not like all one unit. I don't know what happened, but they ended up getting separated. So I'm going to use the scroll over tool, and I'm going to use my mouse and the shift button to get all of this selected. So I don't want to select these vertical lines though, only this horizontal stuff. Select the arrow, select the line, select the number, line, arrow. I'm holding down the shift button. Just scrolling over, arrow, line, number, line, arrow, arrow, line, number, that's my rectangle there, line, arrow, arrow, line, number, line, arrow, arrow. You can let go of the shift button when you're scrolling with your mouse wheel, but just make sure you select it back, or press it back before you select anything else. Line, number, line, arrow, arrow, line, number, line, arrow. Okay. We want to move this up, but if we grab it and drag it, we're going to get it off centered with these lines. So we do not want to do that. I'm going to, leaving those selected, I'm going to tab down to position Y, and I'm going to try it at 14.16. All right, that's got it moved up sufficiently. We may even be able to drop this back down a little bit now to make it look good. Okay, these lines right here now, each of these, all you have to do, don't drag them, but grab that little triangle or square at the end and pull it up and lock it back in to those arrows. So this has fixed your dimension lines to where you're not having to redo them. Okay, now back to our rectangle placeholder. So this is 5 by 3. We got to get that little curved lug in there. So what we want to do is go to Draw, Curve by Control Points. And we're going to make a curved line, and we're just going to walk it through the corners of this rectangle. So we're going to start at the lower right corner of the rectangle and click. Upper right corner of the rectangle, click. Middle of the rectangle, click. Left corner of the rectangle, click. Bottom left corner of the rectangle. I'm going to zoom in to get this. Click. And once you've clicked it there, all you have to do, and it looks a little wonky right there, all you have to do is go down to the lower left, click that finish little race flag thing. Now we're going to remove the temporary rectangle. remove the temporary line. I see another temporary line there I'm going to remove. So we have the actual lug now. Now we have to draw the hole in the lug. And to get the hole in the lug, something just looks off about that to me. No, I guess it's okay. Let's see what's going on here. We have some temporary lines that need removed from other purposes. I guess when the openings were drawn, those were left in. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them because they can give that look of a thickness. Okay, so now we have to find the center of this weird alien object that we just drawed. And we're going to draw just a temporary line to help us find the center of that. We're going to do a permanent line for a circle. So we're going to go over here and select this circle. If you don't have that in your tools, you can go to Draw, Circle, Center and Point. So to get your circle, you're going to find that middle point, and you're going to start pulling that out. And I think that 1.67 inch diameter is going to be good. That's like 1 2/3 inch diameter on that circle. Let's eliminate this temporary line now. And so many lines here. Okay. Let's take this dimension line and we're going to pull it up some. I actually don't want that touching that. If you zoom way in, you can pull it up a little more. No particular length on there. We just want to make it look good. So there's our lifting lug right in the center of the tank. Something to me looks so strange about it, but I don't know. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave it alone. I think it's just my OCD. I think it's fine. Okay. Now we have to depict it on the side of the tank. And we know that it's 3 inches high. So we're going to just do, I can show you a trick here. Let's do this. Let's draw a rectangle. No, we're going to draw a single line first. So we're going to go draw a single. And being it is 3 inches high, we're going to do a 3 inch high 90-degree line. These lifting lugs are 1/2 inch thick. So we're going to come out and go 1/2 inch on our length, 0-degree angle. And this is supposed to be like a temporary line here. Sorry. It's getting late in the day and I'm getting tired. Sorry. Let's start over again here. Let me erase this. Okay. So what we're looking to do is we're going to do these lugs are 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to make a note there for you, 1/2 inch thick. So what we want to do is we want to do a rectangle. We're going to go draw a rectangle. And we're going to make this a 1/2 inch. I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work or not. 3 inches tall. I'm going to try something that I learned in a video. We're going to try to snap that. It won't let us snap it. Nope. Boy, that would be too easy if we could just snap that on there. Okay. I'm going to quit playing because I'm paying you to watch me play. Okay. Start again. So since we're a 1/2 inch thick, 1/2 of a 1/2 is a 1/4. So we're going to go 0.25 0-degree angle. And that's the temporary line. I should have colored that. Let me color that. Color that little temporary line so I know to go get rid of it later. Okay. Do a rectangle. Draw a rectangle. And we're going to go 1/2 inch, 3 inches tall for a little rectangle. It's the biggest 3 inches I've ever seen in my life. Well, it is 3 inches. Okay. And then this little guy behind here, you know, we can't have that. Can't have that showing through. We've actually got an opening in front of this lifting lug. See, I took my center line and I pulled it out some. We've actually got an opening in front of this this lifting lug, and we're going to make it appear like there's an opening in front of it. So I'm going to explode the rectangle and take that leg and just pull it up and snap it in to that little opening. I'm going to take the line that's the bottom of the rectangle and delete it and delete the temporary line. So now we got a depiction of our lifting leg sticking up, and we've got our lifting leg over here. The last thing that we need to do is we need to remove the notation that they're to be determined because the location has been determined. We've shown that. So we're going to go to the edit tool, and we're going to just take that line out, and that's it. We also need to label the lifting leg. Down here, we're going to label it G, and we're just going to call it, I double click that, we're going to call it lifting leg. I do my best to get that lined up, and we need to up here to give it a G label. I'm going to copy and paste the E. I'm not going to put that dead in the center because it's not going to show up good with the center line. So I'm just going to offset it from the center a little bit. Get that lined up here. Looks like our position was minus 20.8. So pull that back over there. Minus 20.8 on position Y. Let's get that lined up. I'm going to double click it. Call it G. And grab the center line. Pull it out. And there's our finished 300-gallon tank with the lifting leg. And yeah, since I already drew that, I'll email it to you so you can file it. You'll just do the others that I marked out. Now let's go to the next half of the video. The next half of the video, I'm going to show you doing it on a 1,000-gallon 48-inch tank, and then you can get it done on the rest of the tanks. Starting out, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Location of lifting leg. Oh, right click, edit tool. Location of lifting leg. We're going to take that line out. And I go down here called G, lifting lug. Get that lined up good. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw it on the end since we just did that. Temporary line. If you're facing the end, an opening is actually in front of you. But we want to just draw it to where it looks like it's behind it. So they are a 1/2 inch thick. So we're going to do 0.25 at a 0-degree angle on a temporary line. Draw a rectangle. And we're going to do black line. And since they're a 1/2 inch thick, we're going to go 1/2 by 3 tall. Take the center line, drag it up just a little bit. Explode the rectangle. Delete these lines we don't need anymore. Take that line, drag it up till it snaps with that little diamond. Take this line, drag it up till it snaps to the diamond. And there's our end. And we've depicted a lifting lug back there behind that opening. And it's turned sideways. Okay. Now we need to do it with the side view of the tank. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my rectangle footprints. So looking at the paper that I gave you, we've got 1,000 gallon 48 inch diameter. You can pull that paper up and read it. As you can see, they are 32 inches apart. I'll save this and give it to you so you don't have to draw it, but you can follow along with the paper in this. Okay, so they're 32 inches apart. Half of 32 is 16. So we want to do a temporary line. Do a 16-inch temporary line at a 0-degree angle. And over here, 16-inch at a 180-degree angle. And this is where the centers of those lifting lugs are going to be placed. They're going to be 32 inches apart. Okay. Let's see. So the lifting lug is going to be 5 inches wide. We're going to continue on with the temporary line here. We're going to do half of our width, 2.5. I did the wrong angle. I'm getting tired. 2.5 inches, 180 degrees. Over here, follow suit. 2.5 inches, 180 degrees. Nope, 2.5 inches, 0 degrees. I'm telling you, I'm tired today. Okay, now we want to draw our footprint, the rectangle footprint. This is going to be the end of the lifting lug here. So we're going to pull back toward the middle and lifting lug footprint, 5 inches wide by 3 inches high. 5 by 3. Well, that could just remain a temporary line because that's a footprint. Okay, start at the end here. 5 inches back, 3 inches tall. And there's our little footprint. And I think these dimension lines are probably high enough because the rectangle's not crossing over. So I don't know if we need to move those up yet or not. I'll decide in a minute. We're going to do a draw, a curve by control points. Start at the bottom right, corner, corner, center, corner, corner. Hit the little finish line button. Over here, same thing. Draw, curve by control points. Corner, corner, center, corner, corner, finish. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete polyline. Finding all these temporary lines and get rid of them. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Trying to get rid of all these temporary lines. Now we need to get that little 1.5 inch diameter circle in the middle. So we're going to draw a single line. Local snap. Middle point. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Sorry. Let me Control Z here. I got to put this rectangle back. I got to have the rectangle to get the middle point. Sorry. Okay. I'm telling you I'm tired today, but I didn't want you to be without any work to do. So I needed to go ahead and get this done. All right. Let's draw in line down the center, temporary line. Do a 1.5 inch diameter circle. Down in the lower left corner, I did 1.5 inch. Snap this in the center. As you can see, I tabbed down in the lower left corner to diameter 1.5 and hit enter. So it's got the 1.5 inch diameter circle. Now I can delete all these temporary lines and rectangles. I think I do need to move the dimensions up just a little bit. They're kind of in the way. Won't take but a second. Let's move it up a little bit. It won't take but a minute. Oh no, I accidentally deleted one again. I'm glad that Control Z button is my friend. Okay, so got all the lines removed. We forgot an important thing earlier on the last draw, and I'm going to have to pull it back open because we've got to do something on it in a minute. All right, I'm going to pull this one up to my, I'm looking at the scale Y. I'm going to do like 1.6 on the scale Y. Pull this one up. Now that's moving properly. The last one didn't. I don't know what happened to the last one. Probably I drew it. Okay, 1.6. This is scale Y in the lower left corner. This way I'm getting them all even. 1.6 scale Y. 1.6 scale Y. Scale Y. 1.6. This is hard on the old carpal tunnel wrist for sure. Okay. 1.6. All right. We got to put a little letter G next to these. One important thing, well, we didn't really forget it on the last one. We didn't need to because it was right in the center. But on this one, so I don't have to open up the other one. I was thinking I forgot to label the distances on the other one, but I don't need to do that because it was right in the center. Let's see here. I gotta make sure that these get lined up good. Position Y minus 34.19. So I'm going to put this where I want it. I'm going to go minus 34.19 under position Y. I'm going to get another letter here. Oh my gosh. What is going on with that? Oh. Control C, Control V. And we'll make sure we get these in line. Good. Our position Y is 34.18. And come over here and try to get it good and lined up, and we're going to tab over 34.18 minus 34.18. Okay, take the center line, and we're going to, actually the center line's fine, we don't need to mess with that. Oh, okay, gotta label this G, lifting leg. Now this is what I forgot to do on the last tank. We've got to show the distances between these. And the last tank I didn't need to because they're on the center. But in this two-part video, we need to do it on this. We can go about this a couple of different ways. I'm going to try to find the easiest way for us to do it real quick. We're going to have to make an invisible line. So we're going to let this snap into this circle. We're going to do a line. We're going to snap it into this circle. And we're going to right click, local snap, nearest on graphic. We want that angle. We've got it sitting on this line, but our angle is 269.64. We just want to let go of that with our mouse, tab over 270 degrees, enter. Okay, this is going to be an invisible line. Want to do the same thing over here, invisible line. And the reason why is because we can't get in that midpoint there. So that's why we got to make an invisible line. So to start, it'll give us the midpoint of the circle, but it won't let us connect. So we got to right click, local snap, nearest on the graphic. And the diamond is laying on the line, and I can move it back and forth with it laying on the line. So I'm going to let go of my mouse, tab 270, enter. Okay, that's going to give us another temporary line. And we're going to, or another temporary line that we're going to make invisible. We're going to make that invisible. Now we should be able to snap into the center of these lugs now. And it's letting us, and we come over, and voila, it's 32 inches. I'm going to make this line black, and we got to do a dimension. Dimension, smart, and we're going to take that line, and we're going to pull it down 32 inches. Let's go on the length. Let's go 6.75 on the length. Okay. We've got to fix our fonts. What font were we using here? I forgot. Text SH 1.5 inches. So we're going to do. Oh, we don't even have to go. We can do it up here. Text SH 1.5 inches. Okay. This is in the way of the G's, so I'm just going to take these G's and slide them over just a little bit. And now we have our lifting legs drawn. I'm going to give it a final look. Everything looks good. G is lifting leg. Um, temporary lines are all deleted. That note's been deleted. And I'm going to save this. I will email you. I'm going to email you the new versions of these for you to keep. And you can follow along with this video to do the rest. So I've already done it on these two, and I'll email these to you, and you can follow along on the rest.